Welcome back to Good Morning Football. Now that we're 3 weeks into the season, we're starting to see some fantasy football trends develop. Some players have had breakout performances, while other ones have had trouble getting out of the gates. Le'Veon, I drafted you.
All right, he hasn't even shown up yet.
I know. I'm just saying, just keeping it real. Now, we had to hit up our resident fantasy expert, Kay Adams, to make sense of all of this craziness. Which trends can we expect to continue, and which trends are going right into the shredder?
Adrian Peterson 100-yard games, because we don't know.
Exactly. So this week, Shreddy or not. So first one, Kay, we got to talk wide receivers.
Oh, you got to bring out Shreddy.
Oh, my bad. I know. You got to tell me to grab it. You know, you always give me the. Who do we got here?
Around, let me see. Oh, Shreddy Krueger. That's awesome.
Don't go to sleep.
Right out of the boiler room.
Do not go to sleep.
Dang.
No one will be surprised by this. I've never seen it.
Robert Englund.
It looks
legend.
terrifying.
So
no,
really scary. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2. Okay, I'm coming for you.
Okay.
So let's do this. First up, let's go with Jordy Nelson. He put up his first 100-yard game since 2016, right?
Yeah.
That was last week. Will he have another 100-yard game in week 4 up against the Browns? And Kay, I'm really wrestling with this one like Shred DiBiase. So, Shreddy or not?
I'm going to say, it's not that I don't think that he can do this again at some point. I don't think it happens in back-to-back weeks. If you look at Jordy Nelson's numbers, just what he's done with the Raiders so far, and really what he's done going back to the beginning of last year, you look at that yardage, 31.4 yards a game. And in week 3 against Miami, this breakout game, guys, 173 yards. He scored a touchdown. I don't necessarily think it happens again because the Browns defense is middle of the pack. And if you look at those 173 yards, Trey, 60 of those twice, there were 2 catches for 60 or more yards. Huge plays that I don't think are necessarily repeatable. I don't think it's the last big game we see from Jordy, but up against the Browns, whose pass defense is better than advertised, I don't think it happens again this week.
Okay. All right.
Jordy was on a lot of benches last week doing that.
I know.
You know?
I know. It's hard to put him on there, but back-to-back 100-yard games when 2 of those plays were for 60 or more yards.
It doesn't seem
sort of
sustainable.
fluky.
Right.
Especially, well, listen, weeks 1 and 2, he had 5 catches for 53 total yards from Derek Carr. So I just feel like it's more going to be a little bit towards that end of the spectrum.
Okay, I'm next here. I'm going to go tight ends. I'm going to go with a guy that plays for the Chicago Bears and was one of the members of the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl team, Trey Burton.
Okay.
It's been up and down. That Bears offense has been an eyesore, let's be honest. Trey Burton lands among the top 10 tight ends this week, playing against that Buccaneers defense that just got sizzled by Ben Roethlisberger.
Triggs, I'm getting dragged on Twitter left and right for putting Trey Burton in my top 10 at the fantasy tight end spot
for the season.
I remember that.
Because if you look at his ranks, 3 weeks in, he has not been a top 10 tight end even just once, even though that's where he was ranked. But I feel like they're still designing plays with him in mind. He's still a red zone option for them, whether he's lining up at tight end or lining up at quarterback in the Wildcat, just saying.
Double pass. Yeah.
This week, it is the Bucs. You mentioned them getting lit up by Ben Roethlisberger, but they've allowed over 100 yards to tight ends pretty much every week. We saw guys like Ertz carve them up, so I'm not going to shred this because this is the week Trey Burton does pay off for fantasy owners, and he will be a top 10 tight end. Book it.
Let's hope we can do a Vance McDonald stiff arm like the
Something
Steelers
like
tight
that.
end. Yeah.
Got it.
Ertz,
By the way,
Vance
this was my
McDonald
favorite shred.
lit up the Bucs defense.
Oh, yeah? All right. Well, I got a big one because the Detroit Lions fans are thinking, how can we sleep when our shreds are burning? You know, we're like the walking shred over here
Midnight
with midnight oil. But Kerryon Johnson.
At least you got that one right.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And watch this one. Kerryon Johnson took that streak of no 100-yard rushers and laid it down in a shred of roses. So, will he do it again? Okay, back to back. 100. Does he go to Freddie or Shreddy, or how's he go?
We're asking a lot here for Kerryon Johnson to do that because the last time anyone did that was back in the early 2000s. Does anybody want to guess who did it?
Back to the Lions? Kevin Smith.
Kevin Jones.
Oh,
Kevin
Virginia
Jones. Yeah,
Tech.
2004. Let's look at some highlights of Kevin Jones.
Hey, baby, here we
This is
go.
Week 14, 2004. He, by the way, this is one of those players where are they now, right? He had these brilliant seasons. I think he played for the Bears for one season after this, and then he fell off the map. He went back to college for a degree in industrial design.
Love it.
And then somehow got involved in the yacht racing scene. I'm not kidding.
Kevin Jones of Virginia Tech is doing this.
Racing yachts is what he's the last place that we've seen.
I love that. What's Lee Suggs up to?
2004.
2004. So he's a Michael Vick teammate at Virginia Tech.
What's Lee Suggs up to?
I don't know what Lee Suggs is up to.
Competitive yachting. I will say he's facing the Cowboys this week. The Cowboys just got ran all over by Chris Carson, so I'm going to say that I'm going to shred that because, no, actually, no, I shouldn't have shred that.
Get it back out. I'll leave my fingers in.
Unshred
I have a claw like Freddy.
Shred it. Nate, watch your
I
fingers.
think he will have 100 yards. He will. All right, finally, I have one of my own.
Nate.
Yeah.
I have one of my own.
It's gone, Nate. Let it go.
Nate.
Reaching into the afterlife. Okay, what's one of your own, Nate?
He's going to have back.
Carry on. Are you in there?
It's like Thanos, dude. We snap our fingers and he's gone.
I got this last one.
Carry on's like, I don't feel so
Can't
good.
do it.
Carry on. Oh,
Do it.
My wayward son.
Why'd you do this? Thoughts and prayers.
Kirk Cousins faces a brutal defense tonight in LA. Who comes out on top? Kerryon Johnson, I'm so sorry. You will have 100 yards against the Cowboys.